Alrighty, then we got some rumors going around that if Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia fall out, that Ryan Garcia will fight Regis Prograis. Also, Stephen Fulton exposes that Errol Spence for hide behind Al Haymon, and that if you want to fight somebody, Haymon will allow it to happen. So we're gonna speak on that. Appreciate everybody for tapping in, thumbsing up the video, sharing the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Don't forget hit the link tree when you come in. I'm gonna hit the like the button, hit the like button when you come in. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. So, um, yeah, Jesus Christ. I forgot what I was trying to tell myself. Uh, let's try. Let's see if we can time mark this. So bear with me real quick. I forgot what point he said this at, but hold on. So you heard Mike Copter. Shout out to Chris Minix, his podcast, man. So they basically, Mike Copter said, basically Golden Boy telling him that the Ryan Garcia backup plan is to fight Regis Progress for the WBC 140-pound title. Now, do I believe it? I don't believe it. Then they go on and probably start talking about how Ryan probably gonna need a tune up and time to build that fight in the summertime. So more than likely, if that does happen, this is just them guesstimating that it's more than likely going to happen in the summertime. So that's cool. And then Regis can come out and end his 2000 verse was looking like a dude with a title, and a dude with nowhere really to go. You know, Ramirez didn't want it. T.O. Ramirez was complaining about the money and this, that, and the third, to, you know, looking like a dude that got some very lucrative options instead of, you know, running up to 147 pounds and being part of that backed up division. So, you know, it's looking, you know, so, but 1 minute. But yeah, talking about this division could it could, the welterweight division could be bagged up, but he could have parlayed it against he could have went up there, tried to make something happen, and would have got stuck there. Now he had 40. Now he got two possible lucrative fights with Ryan Garcia and and um and uh and Adrian Broner that could be right down the chute. You know what I'm saying? Then you think about it, if Ryan Garcia beat Adrian Broner, I think they more than willing to do business with BLK Prime and Adrian Broner. So, Broner get past Michael Williams Jr. I mean, shit, if Michael Williams Jr. win, I mean, he'd be right in the thick of things too. He'd be right in the thick of things as well too. So, but I think from all of this, I would say I don't really believe they're gonna sit there and take that fight. But if they do take the fight, I mean, they going to chop the big wig head off, and that's what you do. You don't sit there and tussle with. You don't sit there and tussle with in this division, everybody rough and rugged. From Puello to Sabril Matias, he fighting for the IBF. Josh Taylor. I mean, you try to cut the head off in this type of division because everybody's tough. Everybody's tough. So could they be using Regis Prograis as leverage for Tank Davis? They could, but you can use a lot better, more lucrative fights than Regis for leverage. I mean, they could have talked about possibly fighting Adrian Broner for leverage. Ryan said if I can't get the little brother, I go for the big brother and Adrian Broner. He could have did that. So I mean, they could have did a lot of different things for leverage, but I don't think Regis Prograis is a name you want to leverage. You can use Teofimo Lopez to leverage, and I think Bob Arum would have made that fight happen. I think Bob Arum would have been more than willing to make that fight and make money. So I mean, you talking about leveraging, there was more lucrative fights out there to leverage. So I think they might be serious about this. And if he go on to fight, Brian go on to fight Regis Prograis, and Tank go fight Isaac Cruz or go do something lesser. I mean, Ryan Garcia gonna get more street credibility than Tank. They resumes really like neck and neck. If we being real, they resumes really like neck and neck too. So he go, he beat Regis Prograis? I don't think so, but apparently maybe they do think so. But we'll see. So but we'll see. Well, give me a minute. Hold on. But I say that's a hell of a hell of a cancellation prize. I must say that's a hell of a cancellation prize to go up there and fight him. But I mean, I don't think nobody truly believe it though. Fulton, the real one exposing the business. I'm gonna get this shot to one honor Anthony Jones. I respect level for Ryan Garcia will go through the roof if he fight Regis Prograis. And a lot of people it will. I mean, come on, that's a fight that nobody thought that he would take. That's a fight that Tank wouldn't take. A lot of these guys wouldn't take that caliber of fight. So he take that fight. Even if he took the tune-up first, I would understand it. You've been out the ring. When he fight Tagaho, I don't know when he fought Tagaho. So he been out the ring for quite some time. So he go out there and fight Regis Prograis. I mean, shit, I gotta respect him. He said Regis was slow. He engaged some back and forth with Regis Prograis, and he stood. He's standing on. He'll be standing on his word. So, like I said before, for Tank Davis, and then we forgetting Gervonta Davis. He fighting the case. He fighting the case, bro. You got to remember, I think his trial started February 16th or something like that. He fighting the case. And don't forget, the old girl turned down the plea deal. And you got to remember, she also got a civil suit. So the old girl turned down the plea deal. Don't forget that. The DA had wrote off on the plea deal. The judge was gonna sign off on it, but the victim said no. Nah. She said that she pled for Tank Davis to stay at the scene of the crash. And he said no. She looked at him. She said, I think she said she's pregnant, and she was at, she had her, she had a kid at home, and she begged him to stay at the scene of the crash. She said Gervonta Davis looked her in the face and got in the car and pulled off. Come on, so you left a lady, if she was pregnant or not, pleading with you for help to help, so she can get home to her kid. And you pulled off from the scene. Can't nobody justify that, bro. You got some people that be justifying free mook, free tay, and they didn't kill people and rob people, mothers and stuff. No, keep them. Some people don't deserve to get out. And I understand some people would be innocent and all, but some of the cities that they know they did, that blatant, that we know you did, and some of the foul shit you did, bro, people know the difference between right and wrong. He knew he should have stayed there and helped her. You, Gervonta Davis, you in Baltimore. What you thought everybody at the scene was going to say? They didn't see you? They probably got cameras down there in Baltimore on the corners too. So what was it for you to lead the scene instead of being a good Samaritan and stand at the scene? That's a few less charges. That's a felony, fleeing the crime scene. That's a felony in most states, if not all. So for people trying to justify why he shouldn't sit down, like, no, he need to go sit down somewhere. He need to go sit in the cell, bro. Think about what he did. And it might be the best thing to happen for him. And then he keep finding himself in messed up situations. How many situations you need to be in before you need to, sit down? Before you get into a serious situation and where you ain't gonna be able to get out of it. So it wasn't about the money, because she already got a civil suit against him. So it wasn't about the money. It's the fact that she looked that man in his eye and begged him to stay and help, and you fled. Like they wasn't gonna catch you. That's the crazy thing about it. And had you stayed there, guess what? This will be one less thing on your plate. So we forgetting about that aspect. We just think he gonna get a slap on the wrist, and it could be. He could be allowed to fight and then go do his jail time, but he need to go sit down. He need to go sit down. I'm telling you. He need to go sit down. It'll probably be some of the best thing that happened for him, but we all make mistakes. You give us that amount of money at 25, 23, 28, 27 years old. It's a lot of us that would have did a lot worse. So it is an adjustment from probably never working 9 to 5 to getting a whole bunch of money. I get it. But at some point, man, you had so many just near misses and so many people in your ear. What else? If I can't tell you nothing, if Al can't tell you nothing, if Calvin can't tell you nothing, if Lamont, Peterson can't tell you nothing, then what it's going to be? Death, a life sentence, or whatever it may be. So somebody got to regulate for him, and somebody got to give him his little epiphany. What Charleston White said that time, I recommend it. I recommend that time. He's in my point. My boy Tank go outside if they taxes that niggas got to be more responsible. Got to. D Rose was caught speed not too long ago again. That's what I was trying to say before. I don't care just because you black. If you wrong, put his ass in jail. Yeah, true. Where you draw the line with black and the other black and white is when somebody get a black person get a lesser charge and a white person get a higher charge, or they get the same charge and the white person or the other person, get a slap on the wrist and the brother get the big time. And a lot of that tend to really, at a rapid rate tends to go on in the South in those little hick cities and towns. That's why when you drive and you do the speed limit, when you go through there, you really don't want to stop for gas. You stop for gas, you get in, get gas, you get out. You see dudes going through them towns and they traveling, truck drivers, and they, taking girls to the hotel and taking these little hotel receptionist dude. Like I tell you, you gotta learn to control. You gotta learn to control your penis, bro. You can't have self-control until you learn to control your sex drive, bro. And if you can't say no to no ass, bro, you really ain't no man, dog. You just a male. You could turn down some ass, you know what I'm saying? Off principle. There's a lot of us set standards and stuff, and then we blow past the standard, just because we horny or whatever. You can't do that. If your standard is you ain't messing with a chick that got kids, guess what? Don't even fuck with it. Or you ain't messing with a chick if she ain't skinny, then cool. That's your standard. Don't bend your standard because you thirsty at the end of the night, or you ain't got nothing on the flow at the crib. You know what I'm saying? And then you start digging deep in that phone. Back in the day, used to be the little black book, you know. But yeah, Tank probably they'll probably allow Tank to make that money, and then they'll probably allow Tank to make that money and then fight. But then it's a built-in excuse. Oh, Tank had this over his head. Tank had this over his head. He couldn't think clear. He couldn't think clear. He couldn't think clear without it. If he didn't have this charge over his head, Ryan would have beat him. And then you got to think about the aspect. If they said it's a Friday deadline, which Chris Minnick said that was fluid, that he don't think it's a concrete deadline. But you got to think about, people say, well, if you continue to listen to the interview with Chris Minnick and Mike Coppinger, Coppinger, I think, was saying, if why does it matter? Everybody I talk to say Tank Davis should win. So why do Tank Davis need a rematch clause? Why can't Tank just come out and say, you know what, I want to take this fight. I want to take this fight and I'm gonna win it. Don't worry about the rematch clause. Scrap it. I'm gonna beat him. Everybody believe Tank gonna win, but the problem is everybody in that room at PBC don't believe Tank gonna win, and they don't have much to hold on to. Well, Deontay Wilder getting whooped on by Tyson Fury, Errol Spence getting to accidents here and there. You don't know what's going on with him, and then Tank Davis lose, man. That's like the trifecta right there. So then what they got to hang on to? So they trying to keep Tank safe as possible, but you got to understand, to be a true superstar in boxing, you got to take risks. And Ryan Garcia ain't got nothing to lose. If the backup plan is to go fight Regis Prograis, come on. We know his career gonna be pretty short. And once he get his ass whooped by Regis Prograis, unless they pay him to take a dive, we know what it is. We know what it is. You know what I'm saying? We know what it is. We know what it is. So, like I continue to say, man, Ryan was the one saying I won't be done with boxing by 25. I think he was saying that. Then he said he changed his mind. You don't say that and then recant on that statement. You mean what you mean. You say what you mean. You mean what you say. You mean what you what I'm trying to say. Y'all know. So like I said, Ryan Garcia, no, he ain't gonna be no player at 40 and 47. What's that song by Jay-Z? Imaginary Players. Come on, he ain't going. Who he gonna whoop at four? I'm surprised they ain't go after Rolly. Even though we all knew Rolly was fighting Puello for the last couple months, but I would love to see Regis and Ryan Garcia. And I'll give Ryan a chance, a somewhat of a small chance, but I'll play the clip again as we get more people in here. Shout out to Chris Minnick. So you heard them, you know, they probably want to get him a fight in, and then, you know, that's what one of the beautiful things about box. Y'all can't hear me. Y'all can't hear me. Oh man, hold on. Shit, no audio. Hold on. Oh, we got audio. I don't know what the hell y'all saying. Yeah, you tripping? I hear the audio on my side. What are y'all saying? Hold on. All right, I see what YouTube doing. Okay, they not gonna allow. YouTube is not gonna allow you to play any more audio clips. That's what they doing. All right, that's what they. Hold on. Hold on. That's what they doing. YouTube. Okay, YouTube is not going to allow you to play any more audio clips over your live streams no more, or over your videos no more. That's the second time that happened to me today. So they're not going to allow. So if you're a YouTube user or whatever situation may be, give me a minute. If you're using YouTube and you trying to play an audio clip over your videos or over your live stream, bro, YouTube is not gonna allow you to do it, or unless it's something it's they hacked it. So anytime I play audio, YouTube is probably using some new software where you can't play audio in the background. So that's the second time it happened to me today. I thought I didn't think much of it. I scrapped the Kyrie video I was gonna do earlier this morning because I had to go, but that's what they doing. So YouTube is not, and I guarantee you, if y'all go on Twitch or Twitter, y'all probably can hear the audio. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they doing. Like they didn't give nobody no heads up. They didn't say nothing. So they not gonna allow you to play unless it's just me. So unless it's just me, yeah, they not gonna allow you to play no audio off no clip. So ain't nothing I could do about it, bro. I'll be sharing a new platform with y'all pretty soon anyway. So I mean, it's just to the point where this shit ain't even. It's beginning not to even be worth it, dude. On YouTube, man. It really ain't, dude. It's just to the point where it ain't even about to be worth it. You know, it's not. So they won't allow you to play an audio clip. Any I don't know how they software can pick it up to decipher whether it's coming from your speakers or it's naturally coming from your mic, but that's what they doing. So I mean, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have thought shit of it. You know, this morning I'm like, oh, maybe it was just me. But nope, that's how they playing it. So, you know, they gonna run everybody off YouTube, bro. I'm telling you. They gonna run everybody off YouTube. And that's what's gonna happen. They gonna run everybody off YouTube, bro. That's exactly what's gonna happen, dude. You probably better off just creating on Facebook and Instagram at this point. And that's why I took my show over to Instagram, and I got a new platform coming. So I'm gonna share it pretty soon. So, but you know, it is what it is, bro. You can't sweat the small shit. They always doing something new. This shit is just it's crazy. But let's move on, bro. But let's keep moving. So, you know, with this whole thing, so basically what he said was that they want to do Ryan Garcia and Golden Boy wants to do Ryan Garcia and Regis instead of the Gervonta Davis fight. And that's their supplement. They said they got until Friday to fix this thing with Tank and Ryan. Chris Minnick said that's fluid. He says that he thinks that Golden Boy's really the nudge on a Friday date. That's only 2 days away. But Regis is the backup plan. He said he'd probably expect Ryan to turn around, tune up soon, then probably go into the summertime versus Regis Prograis. In my humble opinion, I don't believe that to be that. I don't think he's gonna fight Regis Prograis. But then you look at the 40-pound out the landscape, he could fight T.O., you know, but then and it's a lot of risk. It ain't no belt on the line, but T.O. ain't as hot as Regis Prograis. But then I ain't got to work with Bob and Oscar ain't got to work together. So that make plenty of sense. So Bob and Oscar ain't got to work together. So maybe that make a lot of sense. Richard Schaefer and Richard Schaefer and De La Hoya, that ain't no Batman and Robin either. Richard Schaefer allegedly ran out all the fighters' contract that allowed Al Haymon to launch PBC while Oscar De La Hoya didn't have his shit together. So it's bad blood between Schaefer and Oscar De La Hoya, unless they buried the hatchet. So I mean, at the end of the day, but Regis Prograis got the Regis Prograis got the he got the he got the belt. So I guess that's worth I guess that's worth that's worth doing. Instead of messing with TO, you beat TO, you don't get a belt, you might get a mandatory spot for Catterall and Josh Taylor, but I don't really see I believe it when they both in the ring with Ryan and Tank. I mean Ryan Tank or Ryan and Regis. I believe what they see it, but if he turn around and he beat, he fight Regis Prograis and Ryan Garcia and Tank fight Cruz or some lesser opponent, lesser than Cruz, and Ryan Garcia, then I mean it is what it is. Chris Minix, our Carpenter said it ain't like he gonna run and fight Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney. He not. Devin Haney about to take them belts and running across the street. But do I blame De La Hoya? I mean, I don't. And this ain't me being anti-PBC. When PBC right, they right. When they wrong, they wrong. Straight up and down. That's how, I ain't got no problem with saying, hey, man, Sean Porter, Errol Spence went to the movies and seen it. Great fight. Pacquiao Thurman. Good fight. Great fight. So I ain't got no issue with saying when they do something right and they do something wrong. I don't have no issue with it. But at the end of the day, De La Hoya, what do Tank Davis? Tank Davis got a rematch clause, right? He only got a rematch clause. So all they saying is, if he win, let us be the lead promoter and let the zone get the rights. Y'all got the rights to the first one, y'all control. And they like, no. So I told y'all, if everything ain't in Al Haymon favor, bro, he ain't doing it. Because they don't want to do the fight regardless. So of course, Tank Davis not going to speak up, bro. Tank Davis going to speak up with Ryan Garcia and move on and fight Gesta or fight Regis Prograis and sign to do something else. And then Tank Davis going to start talking in code and talking this, that, and the third. That's what he going to do. That's exactly what he going to do. He going to start talking in some type of code and talk about how Ryan bitched out. But you got a rematch clause, though. Now, he could be like, well, we took the rematch clause because he didn't want to take the drug test. Cool. You could say that he didn't want to take the drug test. Then cool. I think that'd be one thing that would change people's mind. Yeah, we want them to take the drug test. We would took the rematch clause. They took the drug test. Then okay, that might be something. But negotiating through the public, I don't think it's gonna help. But then again, we know how Tank roll. Tank gonna post something to delete something when they move on. Mark my words. He gonna post something to delete something once they officially move on. So, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Ain't too much you can do about it. I mean, like I said, we ain't got that many good fights. Espinoza said schedule was coming after the Super Bowl. Then we just gotta, cross our fingers and hope that it's good. But come on. And then you got, Benavidez, daddy talking about Demetrius Andrade might step in. Demetrius Andrade might step in for a Plant. He don't think Plant gonna make it to the ring. So how you feel if you want to go to Plant Benavidez? You hear one side saying they think Plant gonna pull out the fight. Like, come on, you gonna keep your money in your pocket because you know how Al Haymon roll. You know how Al Haymon roll. Tell me I'm wrong. Y'all know how Al Haymon roll. Al Haymon, change it out and have y'all and have Benavidez versus Kyron Davis 2 and the trilogy the same night and keep the ticket prices the same and won't give you shit back. The only good thing about it is you're gonna be in Vegas. That's the only good thing about it. It's the only good thing about it. So you don't know who to trust or what to trust. Because you go out and get your money and then, Plant pull out, So it's the same thing with Ryan and Tank, You don't know what's going to happen with Gervonta Davis trial. And then you can't count on Ryan Garcia to be consistent. So if you had to make a top 5 of fighters that you didn't know, you don't know what's going to happen with them. I buy my tickets closer to the fight. He did both Tank and Ryan to be on that list. Both Tank and Ryan to be on that list. Both of them will be on that list. And that's the honest truth. So, like I said before, man, this is just a show. Then what I do before the audio, when I was gonna say, what's so funny is too, is they always name dropping somebody, but then the expectation is we're gonna take a tune up, then fight him down the line. Don't geek the fans up. Don't say a name. Don't start talking about a dude that you don't plan on fighting next. That should be a boxing 10 commandments, part of the 10 box commandments. Thou shalt not call nobody out that I'm not willing to fight next or not going to fight next. Don't call somebody out. I'll fight him after I get a tune up. Dog, y'all fight once a year, so you ain't gonna fight him till next year. Anything can happen in a year. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm fight him next. All right, this January. We might not see that till December if we lucky. So if they ain't willing to put Ryan and Prograis in the same ring next, nobody trying to hear that. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. We trying to see it next. We trying to see it April 15th, my nigga. We trying to see it at May. That's when we trying to see it. We ain't trying to wait down the line for Ryan Garcia to do some push-ups and fight a tune-up and all that. We trying to see it next. We ain't trying to hear that bull job. We trying to see that shit pop next. That's what we trying to see. So, I mean, ain't too much more to say about it, but if he take that fight, I think a lot of people gonna respect him. If he win that fight, I mean, shit, he a world champion. He finally did it. He done fought at 30. He done fought at 35. He done fought at 40. And really, all fighters come through Ryan Garcia if he becomes a WBC 140-pound champion. And he becomes the A-side over Tank Davis. Even though, I'm gonna do a video tomorrow why Ryan Garcia want this fight so bad. I'm gonna put that up for Friday. So I mean, it is what it is. So, they talking about where Tank Davis gonna go after this, a Pitbull rematch, and it's no telling. They probably already got Tank Davis next fight already wrote in stone. It's already in stone. They know exactly who it is. If it ain't gonna be Ryan Garcia, it's gonna be somebody else. And like I said yesterday, I don't feel like there's enough there's too much congestion going in pay-per-views. And I'm gonna say this before I switch over to Fulton. You got February 25th, you got Adrian Broner, Michael Williams Jr. for 40. I think it's $65 the next day, February 26th. Yes, the next day, Jake Paul, Tommy Fury on ESPN Plus. And shout out to Gemini Hoops. He revealed that ESPN Plus went up on their annual price from $60 to $70 to $100. I don't think nobody even watch it enough for them to go up to $30 hike, $20-$30 hike, whatever it is. And then you come back March 25th with Benavidez and Plant. Then you telling me 2 weeks later you're gonna come back with in the middle of the NBA playoffs and March Madness and all that shit, almost NBA playoffs. 2 weeks later, you come back with Ryan and Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis, right? And then a few weeks later, they talking about Wilder Ruiz or Keith Thurman, Errol Spence could fall on Cinco de Mayo. Don't forget Canelo supposed to be fighting John Ryder too. I don't know if it's gonna be on Cinco de Mayo for Mexico, is what Eddie Hearn is saying, right? So then a couple weeks later, they talking about May 20th, Devin Haney and Lomachenko could be fighting. And then in the midst of somewhere in May and June, Keith Thurman and Earl Spence supposed to be fighting. So that's a total of 8 or 9, 10 pay-per-views that's going on in the first half of next year. So you really think they're going to do Benavidez and Plant, and then 2 weeks later do Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis? Come on, man. For a network who cutting funding and for a promoter who don't got no money, come on. That just don't make no sense. At all. So let me read to the questions before I switch over. So sorry about the audio. I thought I was tripping earlier, bro, but I guess they got new software where they let you play audio over your microphone now. I'm like, bro, they just, Jesus Christ, bro. It's just to the point where, man, TikTok don't give a fuck what you do. He said, "You won't catch me driving through the South. I have my girlfriend white ass do that. Hopefully she don't sell me out." Oh man, hopefully. If you gotta ask that, hopefully you just sold out. I was watching DeJounte Murray on All the Smoke basically said because of his background, he know he can't mess up. So while putting himself in a predicament, some people just idiots. Of course. You gotta wait, you gotta think before you do shit. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people don't think. You got to think before you do something, bro. Sometimes people react out of anger. Some people just take a chance and say, shit, I'll take a chance on it. Sugar Short Salute, what's going on, bro? I'm going to get to Fulton. I can't play the audio. So, I mean, as you probably know by now, YouTube ain't allowing it. So, yeah, I didn't know, bro. Shit, my bad. I didn't know. He said, I'm still trying to figure out what was the initial thoughts behind Kyrie trade. I think both organizations take an L doing that. LeBron broke the record with the L. Yeah, I woke up and seen that. Fuck LeBron. Somebody said, my boy said I was buck dancing because I've been trolling LeBron, but I'm like, my son ain't the one with a white bitch. So, I mean, there you go. And my manager ain't got a white chick. So, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, if I'm buck dancing, what they doing? They doing the Uncle Ruckus shuffle. Showtime and that lane monopolizing friends is the problem. Could be. It probably is modern day boxing. I don't care, bro. It is what it is. I'm about to say, forget all these greedy. It ain't just greedy, bro. I mean, it ain't even greedy for money, bro. They just don't want to work with each other, bro. They just don't want to work with each other, dog. That's what it is. They don't want to work with each other. They don't want to break bread with each other. They'd rather fall than rise together. They'd rather fall apart. Nobody following or begging boxers to actually be competitive. The truth is the truth. Nobody, man. People, it's too many other options, bro. You can go take $80, and go do something else with it. You could take your time. You can get $80 back. You could take your time and go do something else with it. I would take my time and play. How long is the average boxing event? About 3 hours. I'd rather do 3 hours of Call of Duty, bro. I'd rather do 3 hours of cuddling, dude. Shit, at least something might come of it. Take friends or idol worshippers. They just social media. They do that on social media, bro. That's because TikTok is a spot for China. Is that what it is? Dang shit. That's why Trump blocked their ass. Him on Shorty saw, but we in Arizona ain't been out in that situation. Be kind of interesting to see how she react because she hate Hicks. And everybody hates something to, you gotta get your ass out that situation. That's why I just, it is what it is. Everybody got their preferences, bro. Because you can be, I done seen people be with with a white chick that'll bail them out faster than a black chick would. The black chick clean your whole fucking house out, take all your money and get the hell on by the time you get out. So it don't really matter about color. It matter how thorough you is. People know if you got a real chick or not, bro. I mean, only situation is gonna bring that true out, but you already know, bro. Once you speak when somebody, they solid. They solid. A lot of questions about it. People don't necessarily attract them type of people. People like to be attracted to people who don't like them. Look here, I'm gonna talk about this on Instagram probably tomorrow. Look here, if a girl ain't physically attracted to me, man, that's okay with me, bro. I'm gonna move on. I don't want nothing to do with you, bro. If you ain't fucking with me, don't give me. So I got to learn love your personality. Now, if you like, you good looking dude, but damn, talking to you, I like you a lot more. That's different. Now, you niggas, she don't have no interest with, and all of a sudden she got interest in you. I'm good, bro. Unless you had a life changing event, like you lost some weight or put some weight on or whatever like that. He said, "When was the last time there were so many big scheduled fights in 1 year like this?" Well, what's big? That's a great question. What you consider? Because I don't consider Ryan and Tank big, but I give it to you. That's it. Canelo fighting Ryder. I don't know. Just let me know. I'm tripping. I'm from Cleveland. As LeBron, I don't have no issue with him, bro. I think he exceeded the expectations. Shout out to LeBron, man. But as a player, as a person, I got nothing against him. As a player, I just don't fuck with him, bro. Like, Like, good player, but he be doing all that dancing and all. I could tell you why. Another time I'll tell you why I really don't like him. Like, it's strictly on the court though. You are the type of congesting the whole energy. Of course they is. LeBron to go, you man. He to go that what? Did you see his sons had the Jordans on last night while he broke the record? Like, come on. He to go that what? At losing? That's crazy. Nigga to go that losing. Nigga had JJ Barrera locked him up in the finals. This nigga created a superhuman team and didn't do nothing. TikTok in America is much different than TikTok in America. Oh, TikTok in China, you mean? I don't know nothing. I was thinking about joining TikTok, bro, but if you tell me they spies. But TikTok, you get, you grow on TikTok though. Especially LeBron fans in the same. LeBron a dog though. LeBron strap his nuts on every now and again. He said that's why I left. I had to elevate above the negative energy hatings in the city. That's any inner city you go to, bro. Cleveland ain't no different than Detroit, ain't no different than Chicago, ain't no different from, any inner city, bro. That's just what it is, bro. You better off leaving. Once you leave, breathe different. You go to a better place. It is different. Your luck start changing, your blessings start changing, your life start going right. You start meeting people that's solid caliber that you can trust. You can leave your kids with. You gotta get up and leave, bro. Shit, it's true. Air quality different, food different. Food don't expire. Your milk usually expire in a week. You go out to the burbs, take a month and a half to expire. He said, I just don't like the person somewhat like the athlete. I think he's an amazing. I just don't agree with something. I mean, yeah, he grown man. He gonna make his decisions. Shit, you gotta understand. He gotta play a game to put himself in position to own a team. That's what I understand with Michael Jordan. That's why Michael Jordan wasn't playing politics. He was thinking long term. I gotta understand that being, to help people. I see what Kanye was doing, but he just went too far for me. You gotta play the game to get in the position to help people. Without we getting somebody on the inside, he can't be, Black Lives Matter, Black Fist, and get as far as he gonna get. It ain't gonna happen. Magic Johnson couldn't be all down for the cause like that and get as far as he got in cool with the private equity groups and all that. You gotta play the game, bro. That's what y'all gotta understand, bro. You gotta play the game. If you don't play the game, he can't help us, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust Jay-Z, but at the end of the day, you got to play the game for Rihanna to get on the halftime show. You got to play the game, to get Snoop and Dr. Dre on the halftime show. You got to play that game. You got to play that game so you can create generational wealth. You can put people in power. I forget what my man's called on the 5150 show. I forget where it's something they say where, black people sleep with white women and, to help eliminate white people, the white race and stuff. And that's the first time they didn't decrease in the last census and stuff. He called it some type of syndrome or some stuff they call it. Everything got a cause and effect too, bro. Y'all got to look at. So without people, getting on the inside, bro, without swirlers, how can we grow? And I always tell y'all, it's a without LeBron playing the game to own the team, without Michael Jordan playing the game to own the team, how can you grow? How can you get a black owner in the NFL unless they play the game the right way? That's y'all got certain things they got to do. I was talking to one of my homies about the industry, the music industry. His cousin was saying you can't get in there unless unless the gatekeepers let you in. So he said, you think UFC will eventually buy out boxing? Nope. It don't make no sense to buy it out. It don't make no sense for them to buy it out. Too many individual guys you got to get under one banner. So it don't make no sense. He said, feel the same way about LeBron you do. So I ain't really tripping on him. Shout out to him. Just the athlete. I mean, as a man, you're going to make your decisions. I can't tell him what to do and what not to do. Shit, LeBron to go that losing, but Jordan got his ass with him. So what? Once Jordan started, anybody going to get their ass with when you go to a team that lost as many games as Chicago Bulls? Same thing for Cleveland. Anybody going to be in a losing situation. What you expect? Come on, like who came into the league winning? Magic Johnson had Kareem, so I ain't trying to hear that. Who came into the league winning? The closest shit I've seen is, modernly is Joe Burrow taking the Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl his second year. That's an anomaly. That doesn't happen. He would have went this year if they didn't get cheated. He said, I'm smooth. I'll smooth move back to Cleveland. Don't nobody in the city remember me from the sandbox. I can afford to live in the suburbs and not live near the hood. I don't remember childhood friends. What's the little suburb? They got the mall in there, by shit. I've been in the area before. Forget the name of that mall they got, bro. Not too far from the Cheesecake Factory and shit. I forget the name of it. How come LeBron shoes ain't selling? Because they don't have no great designs, bro. Najee, salute. I just agree with Malcolm X. Can look at entertainers and athletes to be our leader, but understand playing the game, rub elbows to people. Of course, I mean, shit. Most of yo, you gotta, even if you start in the civil rights movement, it gotta be funded by something, especially today. It gotta be, either you gotta fund it with something. If it's cash, where do you get the cash from? Or you gotta be funded with. You gotta be willing to put your life on the line, bro. And what they did to King, what they did to Huey, what they did to Malcolm X, that scared niggas from putting their life on the line. Jesse Jackson ain't putting his life on the line in his prime. Louis Farrakhan ain't putting his life on the line in his prime. Or even now, anybody willing. I agree with Charleston White. Black people gotta be willing to put their life on the line, bro. He right about that. These dudes out here ain't willing to die for nothing, bro. He said you give him 10 dudes that's willing to die for something in America and stand up for something that'll change everything. And he ain't lying about that. And a lot of people, act like we got so much to live for, but we'll throw it away to rob somebody for some cologne or some Jordans, or for a couple dollars. People throw their lives away every day. Carjacking for nothing. I can see if you go hit a lick for millions, nigga. Come on, I get it. Now, I respect it when you hit the penitentiary, bro. Like, hey, man, shit, he went for the gusto. You know what I'm saying? And almost got away with it. But you got to be willing to die for something. So either your movement got to be funded by lives, or you got to get an abundance of cash. And how do you get that cash without capitalism? Common sense. But let's move on to Fulton. I would play the audio, but they won't let me. So he was on the Brian Custer Last Stand podcast in the beginning of the interview, and then at the end, in the Q&A, he spoke on how the fight happened. He said Al, he called Luis de Cubas to make the Inoue fight. He said Al was cool with it. Al gave it his blessing. He said, anything I wanted to do, Al allowed for me to do it. He basically was saying, the money, like, if two fighters want to fight, it ain't about the money. You're going to make the money work for you and all that type of stuff. So, and I was listening to that interview, and he was right. If two fighters want to fight, Al Haymon ain't stepping away from that. And then somebody was telling me that Spence people were saying that he does want to fight Keith Thurman. He was telling them that he didn't really want to fight Errol Spence. Terence Crawford. So I don't be believing, what people be saying, bro. I don't believe what people be saying, dude. Like I said before, this man said anything I want to do in my career, Al let me do it. Al co-signed it. Al let him pull out a fight Brandon Figueroa to go fight a dude that's who's gonna bring a lot of money in Japan. He let him do it. Deontay Wilder, Al Haymon advised him not to go after the Fury rematch. Wilder wanted to go after the rematch bad enough. Al Haymon let him do it. So that just let you know. That let you know if Errol Spence, wanted to do it. Tank Davis wanted to go after Ryan Garcia. And if Tank Davis want to continue to go after Ryan Garcia and he want to go out and make that fight happen, it can happen. Like Chris Minnick said, he said if Tank Davis really wanted to fight Ryan Garcia, why he don't come out and say, I don't need no rematch clause. I'm going to win. I'm confident that I'm going to win the fight. See, these dudes hiding behind Al Haymon and using Al Haymon's lack of public availability. They using Al Haymon's lack of public availability to hide behind. That's what they doing. They hide behind Al. And using Al as an excuse. And I'm glad Fulton came out in the Last Stand podcast and he said that, Al let me do whatever I want. Whatever I want to do, Al co-signed it. He made it happen. So, Errol Spence, all the story about Errol Spence, told them to spin the block on Crawford and talk to Crawford. And Errol Spence don't want to fight. I keep telling y'all that. That's a facade. Oh man, Al getting in the way. If Errol Spence say, let's make the fight happen, Al, whatever you got to do to make the fight happen, that fight gonna be made. That fight gonna be made. And who just said Sean Porter just said the only way that fight gonna happen if Terence Crawford bend, willing to bend some more, or Errol Spence come out here and say, man, do what you got to do to make the fight. He ain't did that. He ain't did that. Errol Spence ain't came out and said, man, whatever Al Haymon got to do to make the fight, make the fight. He ain't came out and said that yet. Because he don't want to fight, bruh. It wouldn't be surprised me if they're having a hard time. It wouldn't surprise me if they having a hard time, finding a venue, especially in Las Vegas, for that fight. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they're having a hard time and to find somebody to put the money up for that fight. After Keith Thurman did pathetic numbers with Mario Barrios. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. So it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, he put the cat out the bag. Wilder got to do it. If Fulton can do whatever you want, people say, well, Fulton a lower weight class fighter. Deontay Wilder heavyweight, bro. He heavyweight. He got to do what he wanted to do against Al Haymon wishes. Come on, Adrian Broner just did what he wanted to do. Mikey Garcia did what he wanted to do. Andy Ruiz did what he wanted to do. It's a number of fighters. When you want to do something, they make it happen. All these other fighters come out and say, well, Al said the money wasn't right or the deal wasn't real, man. That's bullshit. They don't want to fight. And Tank Davis, what it probably boiled down to, Tank Davis was probably scared to fight Tevin Farmer. He hid behind Al Haymon. Derevchenko was able to go take that money over there at the zone. Danny Jacobs was able to go take that deal with the zone. Jesse Vargas was able to go take that deal with the zone. Mikey was able to go take some money from the zone. Adrian Broner was able to move on and take a deal. Come on. These dudes ain't really trying to fight. You tell me, Al Haymon with a limited dates wouldn't love to have somebody front the money for the fight. It's protection, bro. They sign with Al so they won't have to fight the best, and Al won't talk so he can provide the protection to the fighters. If you want to go out there and fight, Al Haymon can make that shit happen, bro. For Errol Spence, he don't want to fight. And he made it worse on himself by going out here, running his fucking mouth, trolling Terence Crawford, and now is facing opportunity. And now he don't want that opportunity. And Errol Spence and Terence Crawford ain't got to say nothing. Every day, Terence Crawford looking better and better by minding his business, staying off the internet, not going back and forth with niggas over a fight that he don't have no control to making it happen. You would think he did enough when he left Top Rank and tried to make the fight happen. Errol Spence don't want to fight. That's it. Come on. So I would love to play the audio. Okay. But that's just kind of where we at with it. The more and more you listen to these dudes talk, I think they get irritated from a fan perspective or just from a craftsmanship perspective. I think they get tired. They get tired. They want to see these fights just like we want to see these fights. Like he said, if two dudes want to go in there and fight, they gonna fight. That's what he said. If two dudes want to go in there and fight, they gonna fight. And we already know Errol Spence, man, he wanted to fight Keith Thurman. This was in the plans for the longest, bruh. And what be killing me about it is they throw these people out here to try to change the people's opinion. They use YouTube to try to sway the same people's opinion, but then again, they tell YouTubers that YouTubers ain't shit. Oh, we don't care about YouTubers, but they the only ones that's filling up y'all rinky dink ass events. If YouTubers band together and say, you know what, we gonna stop covering y'all events till y'all give us better fights. You'll get better fights just based off that. But they so thirsty for access to ask the same questions, to be next to a sweaty fighter and get nothing out of it but the same interviews. Come on. Come on. Nothing out of it. But when nobody take a stand, no matter how stupid or how bad a fight is or how stupid it is, it's always gonna be somebody to fucking cover it. They can count on dudes to cover it. But when nobody take a stand. He said, Big Fat, I read the Huey P. News revolutionary suicide. You got to have mad heart. Yeah, people ain't willing to push it on the line for a cause other than money. Seeing folk be talking greasy, can't wait to see him get in with the new way. I mean, he from Philly. That's how they talk. You got to have that confidence to go over there and take on that dude. Do you see Spence really fight Charlo over court? No, he ain't going to fight Charlo neither. Charlo already said they ain't fighting. Derrick James, you gonna do happen corner to corner. I can't twin at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So them niggas ain't fighting, bro. The dude is a troll, bro. He is CB4 Malibu's most wanted troll. That's what he is. He a troll. And that's what people gotta understand, bro. He ain't got no heart, bro. He ain't gonna drop his nuts, bro. I'm telling y'all that. Telling y'all that all day, bro. I wish he had Ja Morant heart. I wish he wanted to be a thug. I wish he wanted to prove that he was too tough for his own good. That'll bode well for us. These dudes got into boxing to make some money, bro, and be celebrities and drink and fund their lifestyle. But they gonna see how far that money go, and they gonna go too far at all. You know, Al Haymon is spoiled. Ricky salute. He said Tank don't fight people who look like him, bro. Of course, you got Derrick. I mean, you had Floyd Mayweather. Yo, Tank, don't go in there, fighting people that look like us. They don't sell. It's all risk, no reward. We gonna do this. I don't even spar people that look like me, Tank. Derek Mushmouth James. He got Master Troy. He trained Anthony Joshua. He got Anthony Joshua to come to Texas. So shout out to him. He fighting Jermaine Franklin. So we'll see how it kind of roll out for him. But yeah, Fulton hit the nail on the head, bro. Fulton hit the nail on the head, bro. He's 100% right. He said Al Haymon didn't get in my way. If two fighters want to fight, we can make the money work. We gonna fight. We gonna fight. And you know, at the end of the day, him coming out there and saying, you know who he was talking about. You know exactly who he was talking about. He was talking about Errol Spence, man. Everybody, man. Look here, just think about it, man. Somebody who's scary in the classroom or scary in school or somebody else, people gonna run their mouth, bro. His peers, they can say whatever they want to say for PR wise to save value, but they talking just like we talking, bro. Just how we talking right now, this how they talking behind his back. No matter how much they endorse him, no matter how much they stand on code about him, this how they talking about him. This how they talking about him. And I think he perfectly fine with living with that. You know, I think he perfectly fine. And so be it. You know, he gonna have to live with it, but he ain't got no heart, bro. If he was from Philly, they'd make that nigga get in the ring. But Dallas don't really care shit about boxing. They just want to support one of their own, and I fuck with that. So they ain't got no strong boxing community like that, bro. Where they got some forefather that's gonna hold them responsible. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna hold them responsible? So that ain't that. The more and more they continue to build a consistent boxing, factory down there, then you're gonna have people that hold them responsible. But ain't nobody down there like Bernard Hopkins in Philly can say, well, he needs to do this, or somebody like Mike Tyson and say, well, he needs to do this, come out of New York. I ain't got nobody like that, bro. They ain't got nobody like that, bro. For real. They ain't got nobody like that. And ain't nothing that Terence Crawford can do. What else y'all want him to do? I mean, he's made up more ground being silent this whole year than he made up in all negotiations combined leading through last year. Come on. Come on. Come on. He's made up a ton of ground. A ton of ground. So, his silence has done more. And guys like Fulton, the Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis situation, Deontay Wilder coming out talking about how they financially get paid. You had Espinoza doubling down, co-signing on how they get paid, talking about I can get checks from 3 years ago and all this type of stuff. Him explaining that how pay-per-view works and who sold this, that, and the third, and what he meant by the guarantees and all that. So I mean, but the more and more these dudes talk, the more and more Errol Spence look bad. So I'm Terence Crawford. I do exactly what he did after his fight. I'm not gonna address the bullshit. This man don't want to fight. And he could be under the impression, well, I think the people around him don't want him to fight. No, that nigga don't want to fight. He a grown man. Fulton a grown man. He was allowed to fight. Adrian Broner, grown man. He was allowed to cross the street. Deontay Wilder, grown ass man. He was allowed to fight Fury against Al Haymon Will. Come on. You grown ass man. Who you be talking about? I retired my parents years ago. Then you got money. If you got to pay Al Haymon a tax, it's a tax. He a grown man. He a grown man, bro. Who gonna stop you from going over there to fight him if you really want to fight him? Come on. You done let all this build up. Now, if you take an ass whooping, you can't never recover from it. It's like Benavidez running his mouth. If Benavidez lose, he'd never recover from that. He'll never recover from that. Never. Sometimes you get to run in your mouth so much, bro. Or sometimes you let something build up so much that the pressure is insurmountable. And if you in a situation, if you lose, you really lose. Now if you just went on and fought him in a timely manner and you'd have lost, then you would have been able to bounce back. But now these dudes lose and they act like it ain't nothing. It is no life after losing. Yeah, when you fight once or twice a year, bro. I lose in 2023. I eat Haagen-Dazs and be depressed through the whole year. Come back next year, nigga, I'm a fucking heavyweight, bro. Come on. Losses happen. Ali lost. Niggas lose every day. That's the best teacher in life is losing. It's falling and getting up. But now y'all put so much pressure running and chucking and jiving away from guys, making them seem bigger than what they are, and you lose. And it's like, bruh, you make it worse on yourself. You really do. See them ninjas scared to get in the ring against actual brothers with skill. And they are. It's always tough fighting somebody from your region or grew up in the same amateur system or in the same area or the same area you are. You put them UK guys in the ring with each other. They all know each other. So it's different getting somebody that know everything about you and everything about your style and can break it down to the last atom. That's why you get them Eastern Europeans in the ring together. It's a war. You get them Asians, some Japanese, some Chinese, and they fight each other. It's a war. You get them brothers in the ring together. They reluctant. For one, they don't want to see the brothers break bread with each other and do big numbers. And then now they got to start paying brothers that what they worth. That's why I don't want to see brothers work together in the real world. That's why they always want to keep some type of beef going in rap and shit like that. That's why they don't want to see brothers work together and work in unison because we stronger together. And once we realize if we stick together, we can conquer anything. But they don't want to see that happen. They don't want to see these brothers breaking bread, bro. As soon as LeBron, Carmelo was about to create a league during the lockout, you seen they got their mind right. You notice every time we started to kind of get closer, then they break it up. When somebody police brutality going, we get closer, we start, coming together. They buy out the whole campaign and they go away magically. Peep that. Then people, then all of a sudden that all the unison and all the camaraderie go away, and then they don't want to see brothers win, break bread together, bro. In boxing, ain't no different, dude. Said I'm hip Philly brothers be talking spiciest, manly be facts. That's just who they is, bro. And they ain't gonna let him like duck a new UA or nothing like that. No matter what part of the weight scale you on, they gonna hold on them dudes down. That's why Danny Garcia had to get in the ring with Lucas Matias. He had to. They weren't gonna let Danny Garcia come back to the city, bro. So Spence still on the pound for pound list. Well, I mean, that's your opinion. I don't know. He on mine, but I mean, it's pretty much all these niggas on the pound for pound list by default. Ain't nobody doing nothing. Apollo, the PBC fighters are sparring matches. Thurman, Porter, Garcia, Spence never KO'd each other 3 times. No KOs. BS for real. And they probably got a script. Say, oh, don't KO him. That's probably what it is. Ryan should wait to PBC go bankrupt. What's up, Joey Chaz? 913 boxer salute. They reporting Showtime offer Canelo 2-5 deal, 2-fight deal for 145 million. Where you hear that at? Probably is. Probably the last dime they got. Plant gonna beat him. Say he might. He beat him, man. I don't see Benavidez recovering from that ass whooping. No matter if it's by inch or a country mile. So when you his confidence is him, you know, whatever. Every time we come close, they dangle, treat above the puppy head, and we get bit frustrated, hating each other. Exactly. They gonna pay somebody off. That's why all that shit just go away. That's when all that junk, all that stuff go away. Then once they pay you, they control you. That's what people don't understand. I see all these wealthy people that be depressed and they go through these trials and they go through this bull job. When you say, well, enough is enough. When you say enough is enough, I'm gonna do it my way. I got enough money. Look how they kept Kanye on the string. He thought he was bigger than his puppet master. You can't be bigger than the hand that pay you. Come on. Can't. They think they get so much money and so much power, they get to a point beyond it. But once you take the bait, once you take the money, they control you. You have no control. No matter how much money you get, they still can give it and they still can take it. Why do you think Dave Chappelle went away until shit cooled down and worked something else out? Why you think? You know, that's the most powerful thing you got in this world is control. And if you can't control what you do mentally and physically and spiritually, once you sell that part of your soul, man, you can't be wealthy, you can't be rich, you can't be whole, you can't be holy, you can't be solid. You know, a lot of people beg to get in that music industry, man. It ain't what you seen. It ain't what it seemed. He said CBS Paramount put MMA last Saturday on prime time. They got money. He said Benavidez better KO him. PBC would cheat him to get the Canelo fight. He said we get this close and boom, new Popeye's chicken sandwich. You hear him, and that's what baffles me is how black people continue to pour. Y'all can ask questions on answer on how they continue to pour millions of dollars into designers and Benzes. You heard Dr. Umar said black people is the number one consumer of Benzes in America. How they could continue to see people with Canadian gooses on a lot of it by Boost. You know, a lot of people ain't paying retail price neither. Um, you know how people continue to buy, you know, name brand and kids can't read, and then you buying all this stuff. You don't participate in your kids' class. You should be participating from grade one till they done through masters and doctoral degrees. I mean, it baffles me, man. The kids fresh and they can't add. You know what I'm saying? They got all these video games but can't read. You know what I'm saying? They got all this fresh gear on and they prioritize their kids looking good, but don't prioritize the education, don't prioritize the manners, don't prioritize the integrity, don't prioritize the morals, don't prioritize if I'm gonna buy this, you gotta work for it, you gotta cut the grass, you gotta do this, that, and the third. It's bad out here, bro. The worst profession you can be right now is a teacher. Because the chances, the reward the fulfillment that you get, it ain't shit. You got a better chance. You got a great chance of going to jail being a teacher than being than fulfilling feeling like you made progress. How can you make progress without parental help? And the parents is working against you. So why would you go do it unless you're gonna do it on a child development stage? So why would any sane person want to help kids out? Why would you? Why would you put yourself in that predicament? Why would you put yourself in that student debt? Ain't like that. We're gonna send educators to school for free. It ain't like we're gonna give educators housing and boarding. You become an educator, you teach at a school for 4 years, we buy you a house. Ain't shit no incentive to it. Well, I feel like I helped somebody, or I helped somebody get over the top. That's crock of bullshit. And you die, you still end up burning in hell. You know what I'm saying? Or you died and you don't get no fulfillment. That's why I don't do the right thing just, because I think I'm going to heaven or I believe in the heaven or hell. I do it because I want to do it. I do it because I want like helping people. But hold the door, I do it to be courteous to make somebody else's day nice. I do it because, it make me feel good. I ain't doing it for a greater because it's, I'm doing it to stay. I'm doing the right thing to stay out of jail. How about that? That's why I do it. I do it because I was raised the right way. It's a terrible profession, bro. Even these boxing coaches got hell. Once these dudes get a couple dollars, they start telling you when they want to train and what they want to do. If you don't do what they say do, they get rid of your ass. They fire you through text like Budu Jack did Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. That's when I lost respect for him. The zone and tiebreaker taking over. Who you got? How much? Eagles. I got them by 11, but I could be wrong. Participations amongst the parents are full of it, no standards at all. They don't care. How can you expect parents to care when they give them a PlayStation controller, they give them a tablet just to get out their face? They turn the TV on just to get out their face. Come on. And what's your grand reward as a teacher is nothing. Come on. Come on. What's the reward, bro? What's the reward at the end of the day? What they gonna do? What they gonna do? What they gonna give you, bro? At the end of the day, what they gonna give you? Don't nobody know what the afterlife bring. What they gonna do? They ain't gonna give you a statue. Dude worked at Burger King. Y'all seen that story? Dude worked at Burger King for 30 years, never doing a long time every day. They gave him a party bag or something like. And David Spade stepped in and gave him like $5,000 or $7,000. Then people on GoFundMe started to GoFundMe for him and gave him a whole bunch of money. Had been there for like 20, 30, 40 years. Hadn't missed. Come on, man. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Life is crazy, bro. And that's why you gotta live for you, bro. If you're gonna do the wrong thing, hey, guess what? You gotta learn. You gotta live with the consequences. You're gonna do the right thing. You gotta live with the consequences. Consequences of doing the right thing. You know, you lend somebody $250. You feel like you're trying to help them out. Guess what? You $250 short. You know, and they'll pay you back. Guess what? You ass out. If you short at the end of the month, you're gonna be like, damn, wish I did $250. So it's consequences, repercussions for everything, bro. You know, it is. Being nice out here is starting to become weakness. It started to become people don't like nice people, bro. These women that you want, they don't like nice people until they got baby daddies and kids, and then they want to appreciate you and shit. But the kids don't appreciate. They don't like nice people, bro. They like asshole. They like angry nigga. They like a nigga that's gonna dog them out. Like a nigga that's gonna have two or three different hoes and bitches and shit. They like that. They like that. Trust me. Nobody want no nice person, bro. So that's all I got, man. Appreciate y'all, man. If y'all got no other questions on it, man. Too bad I couldn't play the audio. Sorry for the audio going out, but that wasn't I didn't know YouTube wasn't gonna allow you to play audio clips of your videos live no more. So I encountered it this morning. I thought I was tripping, but at least we won't do that no more. So I mean, it's always something new. Always got to adjust the hustle. You know how I go, but yeah, appreciate y'all. I know this will be on Amazon Music, Google Podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Radio Public. You can watch it on YouTube. You like YouTube Premium, which I will recommend. It is awesome, very very useful. Shout out to Larry, bro, Larry Lopez. It's very very useful. I would recommend it. So yeah, whatever y'all want to listen to it on, it'll be up in the morning. I'll share it on my Instagram story, Twitter, and in the community tab, or you can just listen to it on YouTube. As usual, you can find me on Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all links in the description or inside the link tree. Venmo, CJ Good 313, Cash App, CJ Good 313. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well, too. Create some content on Instagram. And at some point this weekend or early next week, I'll unveil a new platform. So I'm still trying to see how everything work over there, but I will share it. So appreciate y'all. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Share the video, thumbs up if you have it on the way out. Appreciate y'all. This being the Box One-on-One playlist. Shout out to Text Tech. You gonna have to rewatch it, man. I'm done.